friends, welcome back. This is the second video in my series about the opera course. If you haven't seen the first one, definitely check it out because we talked about what an opera course is and how it fits into the storytelling of an opera. But today I want to talk about what it actually takes to do this job, because being in an opera chorus is way more than just singing in tune and showing up in a costume. It takes a really unique mix of skills. And honestly, it's kind of wild when you stop and think about all the things that we're doing at the same time on stage. So let's start with the obvious: vocal power and stamina. So opera singers don't use microphones. You have to have a voice that can cut through an orchestra in a 2 or 3,000 seat house while still being able to blend with 40 or so other singers and sounding beautiful. And it's not just about one big high note. It's singing forte loudly for pages at a time, then coming back after a 10-minute break and doing it all over again. Some operas are 3, 4 hours long, and we're expected to sound just as fresh at the end as we did at the beginning. It's like running a marathon vocally. But here's the twist. As much as you need a powerful voice, you also need to know how to blend. Opera chorus singing isn't just about standing out. It's about matching the group. We have to adjust vowel shapes, tone color, vibrato, dynamics, so that we sound like one voice. It's like being in a really finely tuned engine, if you will. Every part has to work in sync, or the whole thing goes off the rails. So you've got to bring a strong voice, but also be flexible enough to match your neighbors. It's kind of a balancing act, honestly. Next up, this is important: memorization. We don't usually have music on stage with us, so everything has to be memorized. The music, the text, the blocking, everything. And it's often in languages that we don't speak fluently: Italian, German, French, Spanish, Czech, Russian, Polish sometimes. You have to be able to memorize phonetically, understand the meaning, and deliver it convincingly. Sometimes we're learning 5 or different chorus parts in a single season. So yeah, opera chorus singers kind of have to be language nerds with really good brains for recall. It's why it gets harder the older you get. Then there's acting. So we're not just standing there singing. Most of the time we're also moving, reacting, telling a story with our bodies. We might be angry villagers chasing someone with torches, or party guests pretending to drink champagne, or silent monks or priests standing in candlelight. We have to create a believable character even if we're not speaking or singing solo lines. And sometimes we do choreography or stage combat on top of all that. So you need to be comfortable on the stage, in your body, and in the moment. And that brings me to another important attribute: is stage awareness. When you're on stage with 20, 30, 60, 100 other people, plus sets and props and lighting and costumes and sometimes live animals, it's true, you have to know exactly where to be and how to get there safely. Blocking, how you move around the stage, can change up until the last minute. So you have to adapt quickly. You've got to be hyper aware of your surroundings and also still look completely natural and relaxed while you're doing it. It's a lot going on. And if you're not paying attention, you can mess up a cue, you could miss a mark, or worse, you could run into someone with a sword. I've seen it happen. Finally, one of the most important skills is just being adaptable. Every production is different. Every director works a different way. Every conductor has a different style. So sometimes you're doing a brand new contemporary opera. Sometimes it's a 19th century war horse that you've sung a dozen times before. You have to come in ready to learn fast, take notes, make changes, and of course, always show up prepared. Being easy to work with is a huge part of why people get hired again. Professionalism matters just as much as talent. That's important. So yeah, being an opera chorus singer means you're basically a singing athlete, a multitasking actor, a linguist, a team player, a pro under pressure. It's challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. There's nothing like being a part of a massive, glorious wall of sound that fills an opera house and shakes the walls. It's amazing. Well, thanks for watching. In the next video, I'll be sharing some of the most iconic opera choruses of all time. You might even recognize a few, even if you've never been to the opera. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more opera content. See you next time.